Hey class, welcome back. This is week 6 of CISS 316, Cisco Network Academy, CCNA Cybersecurity Operations. So before we go into this week, I just want to do a couple housekeeping items. First up, I want to apologize for any confusion that may have caused over the last week or so during the whole spring break thing. First off, because the week start on Thursdays, it's kind of an awkward position. And then also, I just realized that the assignments for Module 4 or the labs for Module 4, they're actually allocated in the other modules or spaced out in the other modules, and they're just misnumbered. Okay, so I apologize about that. And in lieu of that, the Module 4 discussion, the Chapter 5 labs, the Chapter 5 discussion board, I've extended them out to the 27th. I mean, preferably, I would have liked it by the 20th, but, that's not always possible for some of you guys. I know you guys have been going through some stuff, took the vacation, so completely understandable. I'm flexible with you guys because you guys were flexible with me. All right, so totally understand. All right. However, Module 6, which we're going to be doing this week, the deadline's not going to change. Okay, so it's still going to be due next Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. All right. Okay, so one more thing I want to bring up. It's about net labs. So moving forward from net labs, we're going to just solely focus on doing the net labs, the content that is under the tab called content. So when you log into NetLabs, schedule a lab to do whatever it is. In this case, we're doing 10.6.7 using Wireshark to examine HTTP and HTTPS. Instead of using the resource that's posted, I'm going to remove all the resources that I've posted in the modules, all right, in Canvas. Just use with the content that's listed in NetLabs. Because the resources that I posted here, it looks like there's a lot of things that are included that is not accessible, or the NetLabs, the sandbox environment, the virtual machines do not have the capability of doing. So as I mentioned a while back, originally the labs for NetAcad were created to have internet access. But our sandbox environment, we don't have access to internet. And it's the way we've set up our environment is kind of different. So what we did essentially is take NetAcad's labs, kind of converted them into something that's more workable for NetLabs. All right. We host NetLabs ourselves. Okay. So moving forward, I'm going to take off the resources that are listed here. I mean, I'll still list them just so you know which labs to do, but use the content tab, okay? Whatever's listed in this content tab. Because, that's the functionality, that's the capability of what we can do in NetLabs, all right? Now, when actually completing it, go ahead and create a Word document and just list out the questions. Or you can, download this PDF and then convert it into a Word document and just fill it out via that. Okay. Now, some of these labs and some of the content in NetLabs, or some of these Word documents or resources I've posted in the module section, and some of the content or the specific labs in NetLabs, I'm saying NetLabs so many times. Some of them are the same, but there may be slight differences. So just keep that in mind. What I'm looking for is whatever the content is in NetLabs. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Just to summarize it, just use the content when you're doing your NetLabs. All right. Anyways, so yeah, for this week we're going to be going into Module 6. let's go ahead and move forward. So module 6 this week. All right. Module 6. So we're going to be talking about CAs, certificate authorities, and different types of encryption. Okay. So go ahead. Let's log into or click on the overview. Okay. Go ahead and read chapters 18 through 23 in NetAcad. Okay. Once you did that, we have about 6 labs. All right. Creating codes, hashing things out, encrypting and decrypting data using OpenSSL, encrypting and decrypting data using a hacker tool, examining Telnet and SSH and Wireshark and the certificate authority stores. These labs aren't that difficult, so it's not going to take too much of your time. But yeah, it's encryption is actually a really, really complex mathematical. There's like a whole class on just encryption algorithms. It's pretty complicated, but we're just doing a high overview of how encryption works, not the specific algorithms itself. All right, that's kind of out of scope for this class. Okay, so go ahead and read chapters 18 through 23, and then we have our discussion board. All right, so in our discussion board here, I want you guys to research for any Kali Linux, password cracking, rainbow tables, or Wi-Fi hacking videos or articles. Find some resources out there. Gather some things that you never knew about. And then I want you to kind of summarize that article or resource. And list if there are any tips or tricks that you may want to share with your classmates. I'm looking for about 1 to 2 paragraphs and to respond to at least 2 other classmates. And make sure you cite your resource so, if another student's interested, they can go ahead and check that out. All right? Relatively simple, nothing too hard. Just, research about password cracking, rainbow tables, and Wi-Fi hacking. All right? And it doesn't have to be on all 3 of them. It can be on 1 or 2, whatever will help you get that 1 to 2 paragraph minimum criteria. Okay, so here are your labs. All right, they're all going to be in, start with 21. Okay, and then in addition to all this, let me go in modules real quick. I do have 2 labs involving crypto. Crypto is, it's here, right? Crypto is usually, it's very closely tied with encryption and hashing algorithms. And so it's something that you have to know about moving forward. So I went ahead and posted a couple videos I would really like you guys to watch. It's very informative. It is from, Certified Ethical Hacker videos. Learning resources, I guess. So the professor does a good job of explaining crypto for some of you guys who don't know about it, but I highly recommend checking it out. I left it here. Go ahead and go through that. Okay. In addition, I do have 1 packet tracer activity that's extra credit. If you guys have used packet tracer, go for it. If you haven't, it's not a big deal. Okay. But other than that, that's about it for Module 6. It's all going to be due next week on the 27th at 11:59 p.m. But before I close, I do want to mention a couple more things. So I am going to open up the resources for Module 7 and Module 8, or the content for Module 7 and Module 8. Just so you guys can kind of get a head start. I know the end of the semester, it's kind of very resource intensive in terms of, or your bandwidth gets kind of consumed because you have all these final exams. A lot of things are coming up. So I want to give you guys the opportunity to be able to complete some of your assignments in advance. Okay, so I'm going to open up Module 7 and 8 just for you guys, and go ahead. You're more than free to complete them early, but the due date is not going to change. Okay, just to kind of keep you on track. So Module 7, everything's going to be due on May 4th. Okay, I'm I'm going to open it up, right now, and go ahead and work on it if you so inclined to, if you want to knock it out. All right, so I'm going to give the opportunity for everyone to, catch up on their work and see if they can knock out the rest of the class if they need to. Okay. Some of the discussion boards you will need to come back to be able to answer to other students. So that's completely up to you. I personally recommend just going week by week, but some of you guys are in different situations, want to be flexible for everyone. Okay. And then finally, Module 8. So we do not have a final quiz or test specifically, but we do have a final paper. Okay. So in Module 8, we're not going to have any labs due. It's just going to be a discussion board and a final paper. So giving you these extra week may actually help you, a couple weeks may actually help you with your paper, because I'll go into more detail later. I'm still going to be doing weekly overview videos for you guys, but it's essentially a 10-paragraph paper, okay? Several parts to it. It's a case scenario, but I just want to give you a heads up that, there is no technical quiz. It's more of a final paper, which is going to replace your final, I guess. Okay? So that's just a heads up. I'm going to put that out there. Let me know if you have any questions. More than happy to explain it. If you want me to go through any specific labs, I'm more than happy to walk you through it. We can jump on a Zoom call. I can explain everything one by one for you guys. For those of you who are interested in taking the exam for CISS 316, I will reach out. I think you do get like a 50% off. I'm not 100% sure. Don't take my word for it yet. Or take it with a grain of salt. I have to go ask the dean to see if we give any type of discount for taking the exam, for students who've taken the class who want to take the exam. But just let me know if you're interested, and then I can go ahead and ask. Okay? But everyone's doing a great job, so I applaud you for that. And, we're almost there. We're almost end of semester, so, keep on chugging. All right, with that, I'll talk to you guys later. I will sign off, and I'll see you guys next week. All right, thanks. Bye.